is a sigil specifically designed to protect protesters. It is the eye of protection. The more you share it, the more powerful it becomes.
Keep telling yourself that, darling.
Apparently, there are people on the internet that think that they can stop President Trump with, of all things, magic. Not by voting or with propaganda, but just straight up wizard skills. And I wish I was joking, but they have been at it since at least 2017. There are actual groups organizing binding spells, lighting candles, chanting, and doing rituals. If candles could change elections, Bath and Body Works would run the country. So now there are two groups of people. The ones who are saying, this magic stuff isn't working, and the other ones who are saying, nah, we're just one spell away. So today we'll be watching videos of the witches who are still trying and the ones who have completely given up.
This black pastor makes the perfect point about how he knew God was with Trump once witches and warlocks began to pray against him.
Let me tell you something. When I knew this man was being used by God, in his first term, I don't know if you remember this, the witches, the warlocks all came together. And this is what they said, I quote, "We are asking everyone in the United States to join us on Facebook Live as we cast curses on the President of the United States and all who support him." It was a Facebook Live. It was nationwide. Told my wife, I said, let's see how stupid the preachers are on this one. Because the last time I checked, Jesus said Satan will never attack his own. That's what Jesus said. And Jesus ain't never wrong. And then the people who represent are attacking Trump. And then somewhere you got to ask the question is, well, maybe this Trump man is not a...
Oh, my gosh.
See, but they don't think like that. They don't know how to think. They just go with their emotions, and they go with their arrogance and their pride.
To the ice who claims triumph on this day, may the flames of the people's rage melt you away. To the ice who gasses the air we breathe, may you on your corruption and greed. To the ice who gets off upon our fright, may that fear return to you threefold when you lay your head down at night. To the ice who judges by color of skin, by my voice, by this vow, you will not win. To the ice who tries to take our liberty, we will defeat you, so mote it be.
You have no power here, be gone before somebody drops a house on you too.
For every person that's ever spoken in support of all of this, may all of that support turn into feelings of self-anguish and allow those thoughts to ruminate in your head forever. And with every bit of energy that you have spoken in support of this, I declare that it will be turned into protection 10, 20, 50, 100 times over for all of those that stand against you. May you never find for the decisions that you have made that have led to this tyranny. So mote it be.
My sides are hurting. I think it might be working.
Just FYI, the witches who practice the craft and are really disappointed that nothing works on the Orange Palpatine because he's protected by an egregore. I want to make sure that you know that even though he is protected by an egregore, which doesn't really work for him anymore if you ask me, but Ilonia Muskrat and the Couch Boy doesn't have egregores, and the Palpatine's egregore will not protect these other two. You know what to do now. Alright, good luck.
Stop it.
Get some help.
We found her Pinterest page, and it's filled with like witchcraft and Wiccan and spells and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess if the case falls apart, she can always cast a spell on Donald Trump.
Or me, or
but
me,
it's like,
the lawyers.
wait a second. Like, Donald Trump's been calling this a witch hunt for years, and you're going to actually put a witch in charge of hunting him?
We have a couple of those, Benny. I'm going to get in trouble for that one.
It is time for you to be pagan. Okay, we're done. It's time. It's inevitable. It has to happen, and it is the only thing that will save us. It is time for you to remember that you are a thing made of dirt and fire and water and breath and meat and anger and love. You're a person, but you're also a creature. You're also a being. You're also a spirit. It is time for you to realize that your place is part of a massive ecosystem and is also a place that contains ecosystems, and everything that happens involves you. Okay, and so I need for you to step outside of any individualism, any capitalist, any I got mine so everybody else can go. Time for you to realize that your connection to things like nature, the air that you breathe, the sun that shines on you, is no different than your connection to the people around you and the things that you love. Okay? And so when you can further connect back to our roots as material and spiritual objects living in a sea of possibility, it is time for you to recognize that same cogwork ecosystem that exists in nature that you are a part of exists in human society, and we have to be careful with both. If we go and we bulldoze a rainforest, we destroy the ecosystem and lives of millions of beings, even if they're not humans. Okay? And anything that happens in human society mirrors that. Okay? You are a creature.
Well, I do believe that you are a creature, so I guess we agree there.
You are a being, and you deserve more. You deserve happiness. And it's time for you to be pagan, because paganism is how we end this. Paganism is where we came from. Paganism is where we go. It is time for us to begin to respect our earth, our lives, our experience, and each other.
Ugh.
Ugh. Brother, ugh. What's that? What's that, brother?
Witches report their spells against Trump aren't working. He has a shield. Despite witches' efforts to block Donald Trump's political comeback through spells and hexes, their rituals seemingly failed as he has now been re-elected president. Some witches claim Trump is protected by a spiritual shield, possibly strengthened by prayers, rendering their magic ineffective. Others suggest focusing on empowering his remarks opponents rather than targeting him directly. The rise of witchcraft on social media has sparked trends, but for Trump, it appears neither spells nor chance could stop his remarks' return to the White House.
You can use my Buy Me a Coffee link to buy Leroy a dog treat. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Red Dawn Daily with your host, me, Dawn Marie, and sometimes Leroy.